it is almost game time. Now we have a malfunction with the confetti that they will be dropping tomorrow after the championship game, and a few have already trickled down.
It's the pyrotechnics that stirs it all up there.
Now it looks like we are set and ready to roll after about, a 25-minute delay total. Home whites for Duke, the 2 seed. They came out of the middle of the pack in the preseason polls and almost grabbed the regular season title. Notre Dame took it on the final day of the regular season. Virginia Tech in their road black.
Duke will make every action difficult. There's the first steal. Every cut, every movement, every pass, every dribble.
Day Wilson and Taylor solid in that backcourt. Balagoon and Brown joining Richardson, the other starters for the Blue Devils.
Duke is not a great three-point shooting team. They do have 6'6" Kennedy Brown inside, who can play straight up against Kitley if they decide to do that, and they will mix it up. It will not be the same look for Kitley. You want to turn her into a passer if you can.
Everybody in that starting five for Virginia Tech fills a role, and they do it well. They've got the point guard, the shooter, the rebounder, the glue, and then the All-American center.
Virginia Tech on the other side is a good three-point shooting team around Kitley. And that short corner jumper, Beth, has been money for the 6'6" center for Virginia Tech.
Kiana Traylor gets the assist to Kitley. Cheyenne Day Wilson. Balagoon. That one won't go. And it goes to Virginia Tech. What a job by Kenny Brooks. It's been building for a few years now. Back-to-back trips to the NCAA, another 20-win season. This is a team loaded with experience and upperclassmen, and the sense of urgency is there. The time is now for Tech to try and win a title and make a deep NCAA tournament run.
Boy, a lot of dribbling and another turnover.
2 turnovers in their first 3 possessions. And a couple of quick takeaways for Duke. Day Wilson pulls up and hits.
Last year she led them in scoring, and this year she is second on the team in scoring, and there's another turnover.
And a foul, the steal right away on the inbound, and Duke setting the tone here with its D early.
Okay, you have to know the pressure package has got to be in for Virginia Tech.
3rd season now for Kara Lawson. Start, of course, at Tennessee for Pat Summit, has an Olympic gold medal with Team USA.
When I say pressure package, Beth, I'm talking about multiple ball handlers to get them into their offense, multiple entries into your offense, high post, dribble entries, ball fake, shot fake, all that stuff, and backdoor cuts have to be a part of your system already when you play Duke. You can't just put it in overnight.
Taylor Soule swings it around to Kayla King. And an offensive foul going to be called on Soule, setting the screen up top.
3 turnovers, an offensive foul, and we've played just over 2 minutes.
And
right?
Soule has picked up her second, Debbie. And she goes out.
Remember we talked about what kind of whistle would there be on this game. You know, if it's played very physically, that favors Duke.
Deasia Gregg, the senior out of Florence, South Carolina, in off the bench. One of the top 6 people in the country.
They do a really good job of keeping the ball in the middle third on that set. That's their initial entry. Now they try to make a play, and Celeste Taylor is very capable of doing so.
Amore. We'll try and get some shots up before the Duke defense gets set. And the transition 3 for Kayla King.
That's all Amore with a great pitch to the slot trail. Beautiful.
3rd all-time in school history in triples is Kayla.
She didn't take many 2s. She's all 3s.
Case of archophobia,
Yes,
Debbie.
I was waiting for you to stick that in there.
Fear of shooting inside the line. Kennedy Brown, wild shot, but an offensive rebound. Second chance, Balagoon, that won't go.
The other part of Duke's defense is not just turning you over, but speeding you up. And this is where Amore has to manage the game. Feel for tempo, understanding when to push, when to run their sets.
King, fouled on the shot. And she'll get a trip to the line.
Well, you want to make sure you locate Kayla King in transition. Watch this nice pitch right to the pocket. They've done that a million times in practice. And Duke defended her the next time off that pin down action by getting over the top and making her dribble, making her earn it at the line. She missed a free throw. Whoa.
Gets the second.
Good re-screen.
Changes direction.
So it's a screen, and then you change the angle and re-screen it. And Cheyenne Day-Wilson really good in the mid-range.
Amore, and an offensive foul with the offhand. That's a couple times early on. Virginia Tech's been called for that.
Virginia Tech foul number 5, Georgia Amore, third seat foul.
First on Amore.
Well, you know what you're going to get against Duke. You've gone against it twice, right? So there's no surprise element of speed or quickness or intensity on the defensive end.
Blue Devils have started out hitting just one of their first 7 shots, and now Kennedy Brown knocks one down to tie it up.
Celeste Taylor is on the Georgia Amore matchup.
So if they look to get Kitley a touch. It's been a while.
Switching man to man.
Blocked. And then Kitley goes and takes it away. The fade's going to be short. On the run. Missed layup. That's got to be 3 or 4 already for Duke. Not converting close right now. Coruscant is on the ball.
Dead ball opportunity is the full court pressure. You got to stay off the sidelines, stay out of the corners. They like to trap. If Kitley could just drive it down the lane line, that was wide open for her.
Kitley, good screen set for by Amore. Elizabeth 1 for 3 to start.
Because Duke is switching, Virginia Tech likes that little and big screening action. Try to get a mismatch.
Short corner. Five minutes in, Duke has set the tone.
And it's slow.
Low scoring game,
Yep.
Slow up and down the floor.
One sign of maturity for a team is when you can play frenetically, but then change your pace offensively. And they play quick and fast on the defensive end, but then offensively, they try to execute because Kara Lawson calls every set.
The Ally ACC Women's Tournament brought to you by Ally. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally. Who is about to join the legends of lore in the ACC? 46 years of this tournament, the longest running tournament in women's basketball. The Duke Blue Devils, the only program to win 5 in a row, Debbie. They had some ballers back in the day, didn't they? Oh, Lena Beard, Mo Curry.
I mean, Georgia
Schweitzer.
Come on, you're talking about some flat-out competitive ballers, like practice every day.
2000 to 2004 was the best stretch in ACC history. Schweitzer and Beard And Mo Curry won 6 consecutive ACC Player of the Year honors.
And don't forget Vicky Krapel.
Shooter.
Isis Tillis.
Yeah.
Should we keep going? I mean, Shayna Mosh was on that team.
They had a great stretch, and that caused North Carolina to crank it up. And then the Tar Heels won a bunch in a row, led by Ivory Latta and
I'm not done.
Camille Little. Oh, did you have more?
Michelle Matasovsky. I mean, yeah, and then there's Ivory in her group. There was a little of this and a lot of that.
A lot of that. I see what you did there.
Yeah, that was what Ivory remembers that.
Yes.
Plus there was fast, and then there was North Carolina fast.
The last 3 years, it's been NC State, a three-peat for the Wolfpack. Will crown a new champ this year. Louisville awaiting the winner of this one, our second semifinal. Defense dictating the day so far. Louisville put the clamps on Notre Dame, and now Duke controlling the tempo here in the first half of this one. Kitley has to kick it out. Amor for 3. That'll help loosen it up a bit.
Amor, she has been money, and she is so good going to her left. She's so good relocating off the post feed.
She had 5 in their semifinal win over Miami last night.
And you know, when I say turn Kitley into a passer, I don't mean pass to Amor, because you turned down 2 for 3.
Yeah. The offensive foul on the screen action has become quite popular this year.
Here's the pass right here, and then watch the relocation. When Duke brings 2, okay, because when she turns her back, that's when Celeste Taylor goes and brings the double. You turn Kitley into the passer. Amor ready to fire. It's not a call from the bench. It is a read defensively by Celeste Taylor, because she can do pretty much anything she wants because she has the ability to recover.
Amor, all right, now you go out and defend her 3 and she'll blow by.
And so you got to attack Taylor off the bounce. I think you have to attack her because I think she's more dangerous off the ball defensively. Now watch this right here, Amor. You come out with a long closeout. Amor says, hips and shoulders game. Boom, right by you.
The dynamic duo in the quarterfinal win over Miami. He had Amor outside, Kitley inside. Worked quite well for them. Their defense no slouch either. They really contained the Kings. Off the bounce and the lay-in for DeJesus.
I mean, DeJesus played well yesterday. I thought she was a big spark for them. Taking care of the ball, making shots, defending, giving Duke some more depth. You want players to come off the bench that don't turn the ball over.
Mia Heidi is now the defender on Kitley. And they're going to get the foul on Heidi.
At the beginning of the year in October, when we were at ACC Media Day, I was making a list of the teams that I thought could guard Kitley straight up because they had a 6'6", and Duke was one of them. And Mia Heidi adds to their depth. She played and was coached by Lisa Stockton at Tulane, so she knows how to play hoops. And then there's, of course, Kennedy Brown, who was with Scott Rueck at Oregon State, another really good teacher of the game.
So they do have some size. They can put it Kitley. Jackson on the drive and a foul. Ashland, the freshman from Texas, prep All-American.
Virginia Tech foul number 35, Taylor Guyman for first 15 foul.
First foul on Taylor Guyman. Here's what's at stake. Virginia Tech, they have never been to the championship game before. Duke trying to get back for the first time in 6 years and win a championship for the first time in 10. 8 titles in Blue Devil history. On the shot clock. They're going to have to hoist. Diamond. Shot clock violation. Good defensive set for Duke. They are not allowing many touches for Kitley thus far.
And see, here's the other thing with Taylor Soule with 2 fouls and on the bench. She was another primary, or excuse me, secondary ball handler against the Duke pressure with some size to see over the top and a scoring option off the bounce.
Soule left in the first 2 minutes with 2 fouls. DeJesus behind the screen, taking the handoff.
Good hustle by Guyman.
Greg. Amor again on the drive. That one looked like the defender got a piece of. Shot clock is now off for Virginia Tech.
Amor is compact, tight with the game, tight with the ball. Really smart. Elevated ability to read second level and third level when she penetrates.
Officials getting together. They're going to put 20 back on the shot clock here. Yes, they will.
Yeah, there was not a change of possession. Should not be a fresh 30. It should be a 20. Duke will get the ball back.
Kitley on the inbound, gets a clean look and knocks it down.
2 for 2 from that spot on the floor.
4 in the first quarter to go with a couple of rebounds for Liz. He was also on the All-ACC defensive team again this year, second time.
They're going to pinch screen right here in the middle like horns.
DeJesus. Greg. Amor checks the clock. Good if it goes. 13-9. Virginia Tech with the lead at the end of 1.
All right, what we need to do is play hard and smart the whole time we're out here, okay? Be yourselves, be the best version of yourself, okay? Be in the moment, okay? Be in the moment, no matter what's going on, be in the moment. I don't care if we're up 20, I don't care whatever the situation is. Be in the moment, lock in and focus. If things are going great, let's make them greater. If things aren't going well, all right, pick it up, all right? Make sure you guys stay together.
That was the message pregame from Kenny Brooks in the locker room. And his 3-seed Virginia Tech Hokies with the advantage over the 2-seed Duke through the first.
There are a lot of good coaching jobs in this league this year. Neil Ivey for Notre Dame, the coach of the year in the ACC, but I thought Kenny Brooks did a fantastic job with his crew as well. Of course, Carol Lawson finished second in voting.
Cheyenne Day Wilson probes the baseline. Just 3 baskets in the first quarter for Duke. That's it. They shot 21%, but as usual, their defense keeps them in games. That's the 8th turnover already for Virginia Tech.
I mean, that's not a turnover you can recover from. It's on the baseline, 94 feet underneath Duke's basket. That's a couple of times they've given Duke too many easy buckets there. Duke struggles to score. You can't let them have easy opportunities. That's a bad pass.
Into triple team around Kitley.
You need to ball
fake.
fake.
A foul.
Ball fake that. Duke is going to bite.
Big thing for Kitley here is to remain poised and not get frustrated.
Well, it's really hard for 6'6", but you got to play the game low to high also. So she has to keep working to shape up to the ball. I think George Amor is going to have to play 40 minutes. So that's something to keep an eye on and how Kenny Brooks manages that.
Louisville got to rest some folks earlier today with their big win as Dave Wilson now with 4 points.
The other thing too, you better put some zip on those passes.
Even at 13 early in the second quarter. Elizabeth Kitley, 2 baskets, 4 points in that first quarter. Greg for 3.
She is a tremendous 3-point shooter and undervalued. And when they go to the NCAA tournament, she will have to play big because she stretches the floor in a different way around Kitley than what Taylor Soule does.
Taylor Soule sits with 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes for Virginia Tech. They're down a starter.
When I was in Blacksburg in October for practice, I could not believe how much Greg had improved her three-point shooting and her confidence. And Taylor Soule is doing those shooting drills with her every day.
Let's check in with Angel.
Debbie, you were talking about just De'Asia Gregg being undervalued. Well, not only on the boards, because right now Duke only has 2 offensive boards. They have limited them to one-shot opportunities because now she has 5 rebounds. Looking at what she adds is just unbelievable on the glass, but last game she was just 1 point away from a double-double. That would have gave them 3 players with double-doubles. She is a person that is highly valued.
Yeah, 13 rebounds in the quarterfinal win as Amor banks it in. A shrug of the shoulders.
That's a good little set that Kenny Brooks just ran, and I'm telling you right now, he's not one to overcoach the offense, meaning if something works, he'll go right back to it.
Corner 3, good. Balagoon drops it.
We've been watching Balagoon since Georgia Tech to Louisville to Duke, and she is definitely playing her best stretch of basketball.
Kitley. Double comes. Tied up. It'll stay at this end.
So Kitley's going to have to make that move quicker, or she's going to have to catch deeper. Look, the distance that you go to dig is not very far. If she catches it mid or a little bit lower, then you got to come a little bit farther off those three-point shooters to dig in. You see what I'm talking about? You get it?
Yes, I do.
Like, look where she is right now posting up. Instead of posting up mid to high, you got to get mid to low.
Amor had to shoot it, and another shot clock violation. That's the second of the day. Taylor, 15-footer, in and out and in.
And see, Amor flips her hips and forces Taylor to the middle that time to not use that lane line screen. So that's by design. They're forcing Taylor to hit that mid-range jump shot. They don't want her coming off that screen on her right hand.
Greg in the lane, gets it to go.
Greg's got confidence. You're practicing against 6'6" shot blocking Elizabeth Kitley every day. You got to take it right at 6'6" Kennedy Brown.
Taylor with the step back. Transition 3, King, got it. They are 5 for 6 from downtown.
Richardson falls down. You know you have numbers. All King has to do is get to the slot 3, and Amor delivers.
Second transition triple for Kayla. Back home in Greensboro. She and Kitley high school teammates, couple of state championships.
That was a nice defensive fake by Kayla King. Kayla King does a great job of faking like she's going to dig to deny the pass, right?
Amor. Loose ball. Started with Taylor getting the early deflection to force Amor to pick it up. Day Wilson. Nice play by Greg to tip it to a teammate. 2-on-1 Amor. King back to Kitley.
I think Kitley's going to have to keep coming away from the block to get some space. Duke is not a good three-point shooting team. I'm not sure that's the shot Coach Lawson would like.
Kitley with rebound number 4 to go along with her 4 points. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Amor, baseline, good. They are building the lead with the deep ball here in the first half. Timeout, Duke.
Six for 7 for the Hokies, and a couple in transition. Knocking down the 3. Get the ice buckets ready. Arms are starting to fall off.
Hey, a reminder to fans to download the ACC 3-Point Challenge app presented by New York Life to help benefit the local Boys and Girls Clubs. Score points for your school, and after the tournament, the local Boys and Girls Club will receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC team's final ranking. 3-Point Challenge fitting right now because that is why Virginia Tech has built the 27-18 lead over Duke. 3:41 to go here in the second quarter. With the Duke defense really taking care of Kitley in the paint, Virginia Tech has been able to stretch the floor from downtown.
Oh, good scouting report D right there by Kayla King. She got right on that right hand to Celeste Taylor, didn't let her turn the corner on a clear out.
8-0 run right now for Tech. Day Wilson. Kitley, rebound number 5. And a foul on Day Wilson.
Cheyenne Day Wilson looks a little frustrated to me. She is 2 for 7, 0 for 2 from 3. She has 4 points and no free throws.
.55% shooting, Virginia Tech, just 29% Duke here in the first half.
You got the Duke D spread out just a little bit. See the space inside? Now you can get in the gaps. This is a well-designed offensive game plan against the top D in the league.
Amor with 13 here in the first half.
She has been the best point guard in February in the ACC.
Day Wilson off the mark again. That's 2 for 8 now for Cheyenne.
Duke starts the game, pinch, surrounding Kitley. Now they've hit threes. Now you gotta come with a longer closeout, changes the gaps.
Look at that, they're much better outside the line than inside here in the first half. They've scored the last 10.
Kitley really fighting for position. Oh, come on,
Amor!
Georgia Amor, you go ahead and shoot till your arm falls off. 4 triples in the first half.
16 points for Amor. 13-0 run.
The offense finally has arrived, and it's beautiful. Moving the ball, spacing the floor, catch and shoot, getting in the gaps. She's got total command right now of Virginia Tech's offense.
And their defense has held Duke scoreless for about 4 minutes. Blue Devils have missed their last 6 shots. And with Tech dominating on the glass, there aren't a lot of extra opportunities.
Here's Greg keeping it alive.
I think Greg may have taken a shot to the throat earlier in the play. She's trying to shake it off. How about Amor almost matching Duke's point total?
This looks like what Haley Van Lith did to Wake Forest yesterday. Very similar.
She has scored the last 8 points.
You want the stars to come out in this format, right? You want the best players playing their best because the product is the narrative and it's good for the game.
Well, and we saw it earlier today. You need players when your best player is either taken out or quiet. Van Lith, not her best shooting day. Her teammates picked up the slack. Amor with Kitley locked down a little bit. She's picked up the slack. 15 unanswered points for Virginia Tech. Another one-and-done trip. The rebounding advantage is 22-7.
Well, Georgia is creating opportunities for Virginia Tech to get whatever they want. I mean, it's totally neutralized and nullified the strength of Duke, which is ball pressure.
Final minute of this first half. 17 unanswered.
I mean, dial it up, Kenny Brooks, whatever you want.
A 6-minute drought for Duke. They've missed their last 8 shots. Corsdale, offensive foul.
I'm surprised Karen Lawson hasn't used a timeout to settle her team. You got to referee the defense, legal guarding position. And Taylor Soule, they're doing all this with her on the bench with 2 fouls.
Only played 2 minutes. Virginia Tech this quarter, they've hit 9 of their 12 shots to bust this thing open. Doubling up Duke. And a foul.
Duke foul number 5.
Trailer.
Corsdale.
Yeah, Trailer coming off that dribble handoff, attacks the outside hip, trying to turn the corner.
They had a foul to give, so now Virginia Tech can hold for 1 shot. Kitley isolated on the far side. Georgia hangs, no. DeJesus, and that'll do it. 17-0 run for Virginia Tech. They hold Duke scoreless for the final 6 minutes and 13 seconds of the half. Amor with 16. Kayla King with 7, a couple of threes for her as they go 7 of 9 from downtown, and Coach Brooks is with Angel.
Coach, you went on a 17-0 run on the #1 defense in the league. How were you able to do it?
Angel, I was really more impressed with our defense. You know, our defense is really good. When we're getting stops, they're not allowed to get into their press situations. And, you know, the kids did a phenomenal job of executing the scout. And then we're pretty good offensively, so we can get some opportunities if we just take care of the basketball. And we were able to do that once we got stops.
Pretty good offensively. Georgia Amor, everyone's wondering how you can get more of her. What did you like about how she was able to just change things in that second quarter?
Her poise, her composure. But I tell you what, it's not just her. Kayana Traylor's done a tremendous job of relieving some of the pressure on her so she doesn't have to bring the ball up every time, so she's not as fatigued. And now we can move her off the ball. She can play the 1, the 2, 4, 5. If there's a 6, she might be able to do that, yeah. But she's had a really good half, needs another one.
I'll check on that, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
There is no 6, but we get the gist. 11 points in that second quarter for Georgia Amor, and a big finish with a flourish as we send it over to the studio. Kelsey? Welcome back to Champ Week and the Ally ACC Women's Tournament. Our second semifinal leaning Virginia Tech through the first 20 minutes. A 17-0 run to close out the first half, holding Duke scoreless for over 6 minutes. Beth Mowins, Debbie Antonelli, Angel Gray, we talked a lot about the balance of this Virginia Tech team, and when Duke has tried to take Elizabeth Kitley out today, Georgia Amor has responded.
I mean, she's managing the game like a professional point guard. That's the way her approach has always been. She gets to the paint, reads the D, so good at understanding who, when, and where, what I call the 3 W's of a good point guard. And then she's hit 4 triples. And when you put her on the same side of the floor as Kitley, that is a longer closeout and a tougher dig on the post. And she understands all those angles and how to relocate outside.
Time for Food Lions, food for thought. And the 3-point shooting, massive in that first half. Vatek 7-9, the Blue Devils just 1 for 8, and that negated some turnover issues early on. And
remember the 2 turnovers they had earlier were right under the basket and gave Duke 4 points. So that was 2 gifts there. So their defense has been very good, as Kenny Brooks alluded to when he left the floor talking to Angel.
And now the challenge for Duke, their last 2 games, they have not reached 50 points scoring. So how do they try and fight their way back into this one? Kennedy Brown working inside on Kitley for the bucket. You know they're going to bring the heat, and here it comes as we check in right now with Angel Gray.
Yes, I asked her adjustment. She said guard the 3-point line.
That's it.
That's it. And simply put, because they are shooting close to 80% from the 3-point line. Obviously, Georgia Amor, a big piece of that. But when a team has countered you, just trying to figure out ways to keep or contain Kitley, they're knocking down the threes like you said, Debbie.
And they force another turnover there.
You turn her into a passer. You don't let her do what she wants.
Kara Lawson with the tall task ahead of him, trying to get back into this for a spot in the ACC championship game. Tomorrow, the winner faces Louisville.
I'm sure Coach Lawson keeps it short and sweet because she's focused on adjustments here in the second half.
Richardson back out top to Taylor. Brown trying for back-to-back buckets. She's got it high off the window.
Here you go. Now here's a bright spot for Duke. And they can apply that full court pressure. Now Kitley can be a pressure reliever, and so can Taylor Soule, who's back on the floor after only playing 2 minutes in the first half.
2 quick fouls benched her, and now she's back out there, 13 in black. Celeste Taylor, and there's foul number 3 on Soule. Picks it up immediately on a bad entry pass. That didn't have the right angle, and Taylor was all over it. And Soule is out again. Deasia Gregg comes on.
I mean, it's not like comfortable, right? I mean, Virginia Tech's got to stay aggressive offensively, and they can't turn the ball over.
Brown, she wants it, demanding the ball after knocking down the last couple of buckets.
2-on-1.
Amor didn't even look at the basket. Comes out the other side. King, way off. Virginia Tech touched it last. Door is open here for Duke to make a move.
Yep. I thought Deasia Gregg played excellent in the first half in the absence of Soule with that foul trouble.
Balagoon. Wow,
that's a good no call.
3/4 of the way down.
Good no call. No. Not buying.
Scrap for the loose ball. Brown on the move. Left hand lay-in is good. Duke has seized the momentum coming out of the locker room. Brown has scored their last 6 points. And Duke has effectively taken Kitley away. Only 5 shots, 4 points on the day for Liz.
Well, they haven't really needed her, but she's been an excellent decoy for collapsing the defense. That's why they've been able to get those threes. Now Duke's going to guard the three-point line better. So now Kitley needs to be ready to go to work.
On the run, offensive foul. Amor taking the charge.
I think
that should have been Duke. King.
Here comes Duke, making things tough again.
Amor off the bounce. Greg.
That's a big bucket, just for confidence purposes, to settle Virginia Tech down.
First basket of the third quarter for Tech.
It's a wild shot.
Boy, quick in the shot clock, too.
I don't know if Coach Lawson called that play.
And, yeah, this may be a substitution here to... Oh, no, it's going to be for Balagoon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cheyenne Day-Wilson and Celeste Taylor seem to me to have the ability to break off the play whenever they think they can make a play off the bounce.
Day-Wilson just 2 of 9. Taylor is 1 for 7 so far in the ball game. So Virginia Tech has done well to keep those two quiet offensively.
That pass is too long against an overplaying defense.
Duke forces another turnover.
You can't make a pass from one lane line all the way over to the wing against Duke. That's too far. You got to shorten up your angle.
4 turnovers in 4 minutes. Brown, left hand.
Georgia Amor, butt to the sideline, eyes up the court. You got to be able to reverse the ball. If they're going to hedge that ball screen and Kitley's diving to the opposite side, you got to move it.
That might be her first touch of this half. Misses on the shot.
I'm going right back to that, Beth. I want to see Duke defend that again. Hard hedge, and Kitley on the block. Virginia Tech, a 14-point lead. Now watch Kitley's going to set the screen, and then she's going to re-screen, okay? When this happens, watch the hedge jump out right here and force the ball handler to the mid-court stripe. Now here comes Kitley on a tag. Now freeze it. Right here is when you got to reverse the ball over here and get the ball to that position where she can make a play.
It took them too long to get over there. She ended up having to fade away on a longer shot. And is still scoreless so far in this second half, as Virginia Tech has as many shots, 4, as they do turnovers. Duke had started to chip away, and now the shot selection has gotten away from them a little bit.
Well, coming off a timeout, it's a dead ball opportunity. It's a situational offensive piece of execution that you have to be good at when you struggle. Baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds, after free throws, after timeouts, even the jump ball, the first ball possession of the second half. All those are coming off of dead ball situations.
They're being outscored beyond the arc, 21-3.
They run the same thing. This time Kitley stays on the strong side, and Amor knocks down another.
Let me correct myself. They're being outscored beyond the line, 24-3. And Georgia Amor's got 5 triples for the second game in a row.
I told you Kenny Brooks doesn't overcoach it. He ran the same set.
If it ain't broke, Taylor backing down the shorter defender. 4 points for Celeste, her second basket of the day. That's the first Duke player other than Kennedy Brown to score in the last 12 minutes.
There's the hedge. Kitley posting up strong side. Same play, Amor, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, Kenny Brooks. Come on, Beth Mullins.
I think it's come on, George Amor. Taylor. Amor with a rebound.
They're gonna do it again. They'll do it again. 3 in a row.
Right in front of Coach Kenny. Let's see if it happens.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Hedge.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Here it
softer
comes.
hedge.
No. Oh, she steps out top this time.
Yep, good adjustment by Duke.
Duke says not going to let that happen again. Kayla King almost rattled in a third straight. Day Wilson.
So tough. Tough shot. Good
Forrestdale
rebound.
cleans it up. And Taylor gets a steal. Day Wilson, the no-look inside. Forrestdale, It'll stay at this end. The New York Life ACC Men's Tournament begins Tuesday afternoon right here at Greensboro Coliseum. We'll have the 3 first-round games starting at 2 Eastern on ACC Network and your ESPN app. Presumably that'll be on a different floor, Debbie, since we had an issue pregame with this one. They had to sand down one of the floorboards, a 25-minute delay before the tip today. Hasn't been an issue.
Well, they're going to put a new floor in here anyway because it has women's tournament on it.
Yes, it does.
Virginia Tech foul number 23, Miss Kitley, her second, third team foul.
Don't get me started on women's tournament.
Well, that's an NCAA
ACC tournament's an ACC tournament.
Yeah, we're not ready to do that discussion right now in an 18-point game, right? Or 16-point.
Chaotic trailer bringing it across midcourt for Amor. Nice little fake at the top of the move for Traylor, and she gets to the baseline. Oliver in the lane. Kitley with a rebound.
Beth, haven't I always told you good offense beats good
And
defense?
I believe you have for several decades now.
Yes, this is an example of it right here. If you're ready and you've packaged conceptually everything you might see on the defensive end, and you have the skill to do it, like Virginia Tech, then this is the result and the product that you get. And it's beautiful. It's brilliant.
Look at the
Reject the screen and drive hard. There was going to be a rescreen and a fill behind Kitley on that one for a 3. So many options.
Forrestdale, 1 for 11 from beyond the arc for the Blue Devils today. Final half a minute here of the third.
I'm wondering how much emotion played into Duke's preparation because, you know, North Carolina is their rival. They did knock them off as Amor just casually pulls up for another jumper. You know, North Carolina beat them, took away the ACC regular season opportunity for them.
Just last week.
The #1 seed potentially, right? All of that. And it was a hard-fought game. 44-41 the final, I believe, or 44-40.
All Amor today, 24 points for Georgia. Here's her handiwork to close out that third quarter. 10 minutes for a spot in the ACC final. The Ally ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by Ally. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally. Louisville, a winner earlier today over Notre Dame. Haley Van Lith and company getting the job done. They are into the finals, seeking a second ACC championship. And they await the winner of this one. 10 minutes to go for Virginia Tech and Duke to decide who else gets to the final. It could be an historic 10 minutes, Debbie, for Virginia Tech. The Hokies have never played in the championship game in the ACC, and they are close. 18-point lead into the fourth.
See, Sol is the wrong person in that set to deliver that pass to Kitley because they don't guard her on the perimeter.
Kitley. Or Brown and company have done a nice job on her.
Oh, that was
Off
a change of possession. That should have been a change of possession. The shot clock, it took a second to reset.
Kitley gets the bucket, 6 points now for Liz. Duke's been packing it in on her, throwing a double team at her anytime she touches, so it's been up to the other Virginia Tech players to score. Taylor in traffic, just throws it up and draws the foul.
I mean, really nice backdoor cut by Celeste Taylor.
Virginia Tech foul number 33 is Kitley for third.
Third on Kitley.
First Virginia Tech team foul of the period.
Take Liz out of the game and go with a smaller lineup here. Kitley will sit with the third.
Put Taylor Sol guarding Kennedy Brown.
Sunday night here on ACC Network. Join us for the ACC Wrestling Championship from Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh. Coverage of the finals begins at 7 Eastern. ACC Network and the ESPN app.
That'll be sold out.
Pack it into Reynolds.
That's a great venue for wrestling. 2 top 10 teams.
Have you worked with the other moneyed alumni to get the red laser beams into the Wolf's Head in the
I'm
end zone?
working on
there?
it.
Okay.
Boo Corrigan, the athletic director at NC State, knows that I prefer the laser beams coming out of the Wolf's eyes at the end zone.
Be a nice touch. That'll be a turnover. Regardless of the outcome here, both these teams in good position to be hosts as top 4 seeds in the NCAA tournament. Right now, Tech projected as a 2, Duke projected as a 3.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech is the 3 seed in the ACC tournament, yet they have the projected highest seeding in the NCAA tournament.
Well, they're on a 9-game win streak. Duke actually was the last team to beat them back in January. Kenny Brooks had an undefeated February. There are the latest bracketology projected bids. Carolina is on that host bubble. And Louisville has a chance to move up potentially with an ACC championship tomorrow. Syracuse right now listed as the first 4 out. Felicia Leggett-Jack has done a terrific job getting them into that position to fight for a spot in the postseason.
I mean, she has to be ahead of schedule.
Yes.
And the athletic director, John Wildhack, has to be pleased with the job that Felicia has done.
Terrific hire to bring the alum back, one of the, if not greatest players in school history. The step back Amore.
She covers a lot of ground for a 5'6" point guard.
Day Wilson, fouled around and out. Been one of those days around the basket. A lot of missed layups for Duke. Second foul on Traylor. Of course, there still could be some more stunning developments, like out in Pac-12 country in Vegas, where both Stanford and Utah have already lost in their tournaments.
Indiana with a
that's a nail
close
biter
game with Ohio State.
Don't think Indiana could fall off that top line, but Iowa could jump up there.
I think Maryland is really interesting, right? What a job Brenda Fries has done. Once again, loses a bunch of players, gets some players in the portal, and look where they are. They're in position for a conversation for a 1 seed.
They're playing Iowa today in the Big Ten tournament. They split in the regular season. Soul. Kick out to King. Jay Wilson, nice dish.
Beautiful. What a drop off.
9 now for Balagoon. Once again, Duke continues to lurk. Just on the cusp of making a big run.
Look how open the plane is. This is where they go with their 5-out offense without Kitley.
Elizabeth sitting right now with the 3 fouls.
I mean, this is a beautiful drop off. She cups it, then she leaves it.
Kitley back on. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see if they have this designed for her in the out of bounds. Blocked by Brown.
I mean, 6'6", are you kidding me? Diving on the floor? Come on, Beth, that's pretty good, right?
Good hustle.
Instinct takes over versus the scoreboard. And that's when you know you got a player.
Down on the deck. It's a long way down for 6'6". Taylor may have gotten her arm pinned underneath on that. Appears to be okay.
That's
She'll stay.
Another tough kid who helped Texas and Vic Schaefer to an Elite 8 and then transferred to Duke.
Bedlam right now, Oklahoma with a slim lead over Oklahoma State in the third. If they win that, they get at least a share of the Big 12. Texas can grab a share in their game against K-State later tonight.
And there's Taylor again. Scrappy. Part of the reason why she's the Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC.
Six and a half to go. Going for the Kitley screen. 5 on the shot clock. Trailer. More frustration offensively for Virginia Tech. Now can Duke capitalize? Blue Devils shooting just 29%.
I mean, it's 16, but it feels like it's more because Duke is not able to get anything going offensively. 29% for the game. 1 for 12 from the three-point line. And they're getting doubled up on the glass. 36 to 18. Little mouse in the house action with Celeste Taylor. This is what Kenny Brooks was talking about with that sound we heard in the locker room. You got to keep your focus when things are going well, when they're not going well, right? You can't be drifting off to thinking about playing in the ACC tournament championship. You got to go one possession at a time right here.
Soul gets it into Kitley and is called for the walk.
Well, she catches it so deep. Watch how deep she buries Kennedy Brown. She gets her 2 feet in the paint, catches. There's some contact. The whole Virginia Tech side didn't like the travel call.
DeJesus on the drive.
I'm telling you, she's unassuming. She's been terrific off the bench.
Good screen by Heidi to free her up.
She was a starter last year, part of the year, in that shortened first year that they played 4 games.
Well, they opted out of the COVID season. Foul called on the screen. The Bronx cheer from the folks from Blacksburg on that whistle. Back in a moment.
This is what you play for. This is what you dream of. 2 words. March Madness.
There's a look at Charlie Cream's 1 and 2 seeds heading into today, and he's moved Maryland onto the 1 line, replacing Utah. Right now, Virginia Tech is a 2 seed. Keep in mind that Stanford was ousted early in the Pac-12 tournament as well. So, Debbie, is it possible LSU, Virginia Tech, Iowa, if one of them wins their tournament, do they move up a notch?
I mean, it's been since 1996 that the ACC has not had a 1 seed, right? So that goes way back. So every year since then, there's been at least 1 number 1 seed for the ACC.
It's over 25 years. That's a good little nugget right there.
It's unusual, right? In
Yeah.
a year where the league has been so balanced.
The oops!
Oh, Kenny Brooks just throwing out some loose change out of the playbook right now.
I think the idea was for Taylor to just stay up in the air and put it in.
Oh, she came back down. That gave Celeste Taylor an opportunity, almost. Good up screen, set that up.
Coming up after the game here on ACC Network, it's the Nothing But Net crew. They'll have complete post-game coverage for us of both semifinals, highlights, analysis, interviews. Perhaps Kelsey will have an update on the floor for us.
Kelsey on the floor. Kelsey 46
We
planks.
got to get her that home improvement show.
From the
We've
sideline.
got to do it.
46.
ACC Network demands it. Corsdale, that won't go.
Does that mean that, does she also have a green thumb? Or is that Muffet? I know Muffet
Well,
likes
Muffet
to garden.
has the garden, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got to find something for Kelly.
Kelly's going to have her hands full here momentarily, as you can see. Congrats to her. How big is the pot of gold in Muffet's garden is the question at the end of that rainbow.
It's full of a lot of hardware, I believe.
There's a couple of natty trophies out there.
Most people bury St. Anthony's upside down backwards in their yard. I bet Muffet's got some trophies buried out there.
Three and a half minutes to go. Another interesting nugget our research staff dug up. We got a whistle at midcourt. The last 10 years, so that's 40 teams that have reached the Final Four, Debbie. Only 6 of those, 6 of the 40, did not play in their conference championship game.
Oh, wow.
So the significance of building that momentum into the postseason, finding success and confidence growing out of your own tournament, carrying that into the NCAA.
Especially the way it sets up for the ACC to have the week off, right?
Yeah.
I like it. So you go hard, you go home, and you rest. Or in my day, you went on spring break.
You went on spring break.
Then you played in the tournament.
Back in the days when there was only 48 teams. Oh, goodness.
Actually 40.
And 32 at one point, I think, when we started.
32, 40, 48,
Yeah.
then 90. I mean 64. Soon it's going to be 90.
Yeah. It was That was a real misstep, by the way, that neither Lafayette nor Lehigh was able to go to the NCAA tournament. We got robbed, Muffin. We got robbed.
Sorry you missed out
after
on
winning
that.
our East Coast Conference championships.
I did get to play in 4 tournaments and
Did
two
get the invite.
Sweet 16s. Won the ACC tournament championship once, lost in 2 title games. So I know the agony
Of defeat. Yeah.
and the thrill of victory.
For the Duke Blue Devils, as we've talked about, still going to be playing at home first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament.
I was just wondering, Debbie, I mean, I played in 4 NCAA tournaments, 2 regular season ACC titles, and an Elite 8. So I just felt like I wanted to be a part of this group because it's so esteemed.
Angel, did you ever go on spring break before the NCAA tournament? Well, you didn't have to in Tallahassee. Geez, you had spring break right outside your door.
Good point. You got a good point there.
I only went 3 of the 4 years.
You're right. Okay, there you have it.
What Coach Al was thinking when she gave us that week off before the selection show, I still...
No phones. Nobody could track you guys.
Well, yeah, no tracking.
And you take full advantage of that, you guys. Soul. On the drive. Taylor fouled. That's going to be the 5th foul on Heidi, and she will depart. Brown will have to come back on. If it does reach this conclusion of Virginia Tech and Louisville, they got together back in early January. It was a 2-point game. It was a good game, 81-79. Virginia Tech picked up the dub. And Jeff Walls and his staff perhaps starting to get busy on how to defend Kitley and Amore and company. Exciting times around Blacksburg. You know, you've been building towards something. They've never played in the ACC championship game before. They came up a few minutes short last year, lost in the semis. You got all upperclassmen in your starting lineup.
I saw Whit Babcock this morning in the hotel. He's the athletic director, and I know he is very pleased with the direction that Kenny Brooks has gone with his program, his staff, his team, the way they have built their community around hoops in Blacksburg. He's done a fantastic job, and he deserves all the praise and accolades for giving his team a chance tomorrow for a title.
The way that she helped change the culture of our program. Culture inside of it is phenomenal. Everyone just wants to win. And she's also made it, in the women's basketball realm, cool to be a Hokie. And now recruits are, you know, looking at us. Kids that probably would have never looked at us before, they're looking at us because they've seen what we've done with her, and it gives us a shot at the top recruits in the country now.
Boy, it opens so many doors when you can develop that star player and then attract others to follow.
Well, and I mean, there's one thing to develop kids coming out of high school. It's another to get kids out of the portal that know that you're going to win and that you're going to the tournament, and that's appealing. So when you're looking at transfers and transfers are looking at you and the portal opens up, that's the kind of environment kids want to be a part of. Winning cultures.
On a day when the defense has really been sagging and helping down inside on Kitley, that's opened up the outside, and Virginia Tech has outscored Duke beyond the arc 27-3 today. And they're on their feet for the final minute. And the last minute in history that you can say Virginia Tech's never played in an ACC final. Kitley spins and hits.
Vintage. classic. Amen, period. The end.
Duke will fall to 25-6 on the year, where they have exceeded expectations in ACC play, and now can they exceed them in the postseason?
This doesn't diminish the year they've had. They will have a chance to play at home and advance in the NCAA tournament because they'll have a home court advantage.
Well, it's going to be real cool to be a Hokie in the next 12 hours or so, and we'll see what happens in the final tomorrow. Virginia Tech and Louisville to decide the ACC championship.
Louisville's been there before, multiple times. New place for the new kids.
58-37, your final. Georgia Amor, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. And of course, she is the Bojangles' big bow moment of the game.
Georgia Amor to the hoop from the line. Deep threes. Great balance in their game. 6 triples for Amor, who's going to find her arm in an ice bucket post game. What a brilliant performance by the point guard, who has led this team to a place where they've never been.
First trip to the finals coming up for Virginia Tech. 1 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN against Louisville. And Georgia Amor is with Angel.
Before the game, Coach Brooks told you guys, be in the moment. How about this moment, being the program's first team to go to the title game in this tournament?
I love it, but it's not over. I want to be the program's first winner. That's what we want to be. So, good game, but we'll come back tomorrow strong too. And Louisville's a good opponent, so it'll be a good game.
Over the last 2 games, you've knocked down 11 triples. Is there anyone that can guard you? How are you being able to have these performances?
Having such incredible teammates, really talented, that spreads the floor out. Having Liz in the post, you have to pick and choose. Like, that helps me a lot. So thanks to her, thanks to KT, and thanks to T-Sol and Kayla King, because they spread it all out.
What I love about this group is that Kenny Brooks has always used the word connected. For you guys to have this balance, if they're playing her hard, you guys knock down the triples. How do you describe how it is to feel just that connected?
It's just a great sense of chemistry. We know we have each other's backs, and we know if Liz is struggling or if they're playing her hard, we have to take some of that slack. So yeah, I think that chemistry is really, really good for us.
Looking ahead now, I know you'll enjoy this one, but going back to this Louisville game, what do you guys need to do? What do you need to carry over in order to, like you said, get your first title?
Yeah, I just think playing with composure, they're a great defensive team. Stopping Haley Van Lith, she's an incredible scorer. They hit it on all cylinders, but so do we, so I think it's going to be an evenly matched game.
It's going to be raining threes. We can't wait.
Neither can I.
Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Angel. For Angel and Debbie Antonelli, I'm Beth Mowins. Looking forward to the finals tomorrow at 1 o'clock on ESPN. Starting out our full championship Sunday on ESPN, Louisville and Virginia Tech. And we'll be back with Nothing But Net Crew right after this.